Bart Simpson, I'm crying, intro music. Bart Simpson, I'm crying, 6-7 intro music. Alright, it's me, Bart Simpson, I'm crying, and I'm gonna be playing, you already know, I'm playing some you versus Homer, okay? And, you know, I'm a bit of a pro at the game since the game is based, off of me. So, you know, I think I'm gonna do pretty good. Oh no, that's seconds, it's fine. Okay. I'm gonna edit this part out to be a good content creator, yeah. So I'm somewhat of like an advanced content creator. I know how to edit stuff out. So yeah, this won't even be in the video. This is just like a note to myself to remember to edit it out. So yeah. Round's about to start. Let's get ready, guys. As I, of course, I'm gonna do well. The game is based off me. I'm Bart Simpson and shit, you know, so I'm gonna win. Krusty Krab. That is not canon, to be honest. I'm a little upset about that. The Krusty Krab, as you may know, is not... That's from SpongeBob, not Simpsons. I don't know how they got it that wrong. To be honest, I'm honestly, like, kind of pissed about that, but, you know, I'll probably get over it. For this map, as a pro, I know what to do. I'm gonna go behind the Krusty Krab. There's a spot. Some may know the spot. I am some, so I know the spot. That was actually a test. The spot's right here is testing you guys. I know where the spot is. You guys are stupid. Obviously, the spot is right up here. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna tell a story of being famous. So the other day, the craziest thing happened. You know, my New Year's resolution's already coming true pretty fast. Disney called me up and they said, hey, did that guy just taunt? They said, hey, we want you to voice Bart Simpson. And I said, it's about time since I'm Bart Simpson, based the character. It's forward to let me voice him. So I'm actually in talks with Disney recently. Yeah, I'm gonna be the new Bart Simpson soon. So finally, it's felt like I should have been, you know, big for a while, but you know, better late than never. That's what they say. You know, I think that guy was like, I think he was hacking. To be honest, I think that guy was hacking. That's kind of messed up. You know, hacking in games, that's like the worst thing you can do to a gamer like me. That's messed up, yo. That's messed up. Gee willikers. That's just... That's messed up. Stop hacking, Peter. Don't do that to a fellow gamer. Yeah, that's messed up. That's really... Gosh, that's just messed up. I can't. Jeez. Just jeez. Alright, now it's time for another story about, you know, my fame. So, never wanted chocolate. That guy interrupted me. That was messed up. Anyway, another story about how, like, famous I am and stuff. You know, my TikTok, it's getting pretty big. My YouTube is getting pretty big. Or it will get big when I'm kind of making this before I make the YouTube channel. But I know it's gonna get big because my TikTok's huge, and all my fans are gonna want to see my long form content. So I'm not worried that this video will do bad. I know it'll do good. I mean, it's literally this game is based off of me, and I'm playing it. I mean, that's some interesting content. You know, I'm telling some interesting stories and stuff too. So, you know how it is. Everyone's gonna want to see this. Anyway, about my fame. I'm pretty rich from other videos now. So I was taking out this person to a dinner, okay? They were all over me. They were like, "Oh my God, you're just so attractive." Bartsimpsonimcrine. I was going, yeah, I know. You know, I was taken to this nice dinner place. Like, I wasn't cheaping out on them. We were getting some filet mignon. I don't know if you guys ever heard it. It's like, it's like an exotic dish, to be honest. You know, they were just all over me. They were like, "God, you're just so hot." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, chill. I know. You know. And we went home, as you do after a day, and they were like, "Do you know, wanna, like, sleep in the same bed?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." So we, like, laid next to each other. And, you know, we watched The Simpsons, since, you know, they're such a big fan. That's also, like, a question. This is, like, so the comments need to answer this, please. Is it okay to sleep with your fans? Because they were a fan of me. They weren't a fan of me. Guys, I really don't tell anyone. I don't think that's an okay thing to do. And I'm like, I apologize. But also, like, I didn't know they were a fan of me until they turned on The Simpsons, and I'm like, oh, of course you know who I am on Bart Simpson. You know who I am. Like you. Ooh! Yeah, no, I'm still gonna die. So, you know, I guess it was just them, like, revealing. So we just watched some Simpsons, and we went to bed, so. I kind of kicked them out of my house, actually. Like, they wanted to have a sleepover, and I was like, "Dude, no, we can't have a sleepover anymore." You're like, "Dude, it's just not okay. You're my fan, and you can't." You know, I didn't know. I know now that they're a fan, and we're not going on a second date, okay? And I'm not going on Brooke and Jubal second date after that's my story. Pretty crazy story. I hope I didn't sleep with a fan. I almost did. Like, we're just gonna have, like, a sleepover and shit. Like, you know, as people do. But that ended up not happening. And I didn't know they were a fan. So a pretty crazy story, yeah. I got millions more stories of, like, how famous I am and, like, all that stuff. So, you know, if you guys ever want more, I think I'm gonna do one more round, I think, and then I'm gonna wrap up this video. Okay? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, my TikTok, it's, like, getting pretty huge. I think it's the second most followed account in the world. You know, no biggie. It only took me, like, a few months. I mean, yeah, no biggie, though. And it's, I'm trying to think. I mean, my videos are just super high quality. I put a lot of effort into them, and, you know, I'm honest with my fans. I'm open and honest with my fans, and, you know what, that's a recipe for a good content creator. That's a recipe for, you know, just a good person in general, I'd say. You know, I'm being super honest about that experience. That maybe wasn't the best, but, you know, it was an accident, and, you know, we all make mistakes, and, you know what? I think my fans will understand, and they will support me. And, you know, just being open and honest is really, like, the best thing you can do when you're a content creator. You know who taught me that? You know who taught me that? Me. That's right. I taught myself that. You know, I'm just, like, great like that. And, you know, I'm full of wisdom. I'm just full of it. You know, I could drop some wisdom right now, like, yeah, it'd be too much for you guys. It'd be too much. It'd blow your minds. I can't. This is just a silly video. I can't get too deep. Someone coming for me? I'm gonna try and hide right here. But yeah, so really got time for like a time to start. So it's like I was at Starbucks the other day and some fans